everybody. I am finally making the video that I said I was going to, along with a couple others. You may hear one of our beloved pets eating in the background. I apologize for that noise. But I want to go over, one of the things that I said I was going to go over with you are the best stones to keep your house full of positive energy and keep the negative energy out of your home. So I wanted to go over what those stones are and what the meaning of those stones are and how they work together. So I have actually 3 sets of these particular stones. One that I have with me pretty much for all of my personal work. I have one at my front door, and I have one on our bedroom windowsill that points towards us as we sleep. Now, I work with my stones all the time. I have a lot of different stones, and in that, I change them constantly. I'm always changing the stones around, but these particular stones are always present in these locations in the locations I just mentioned. So because this is kind of long, I actually wrote this down before I presented it to you, so I'm going to be reading as I talk through all of this with you because I kind of have a plan. Sorry, tending to the pets. Okay, so I did a lot of research. I do research all the time on everything that I do, but these were some things that I felt I could share with you, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. So excuse me for reading while I talk, but I think that's probably the best way to really get across what I'm trying to say. Because if I was just going to say it in my terms, it might not be as understandable as writing down the actual properties of these stones and how they work together. That's the dog drinking. I literally have to pause the TV if he starts drinking if I'm watching television. Anyway, I'll wait until he's done, and in the process I'm going to show you the first stone, which I have here. He's not done. So this is black tourmaline, okay? This is a very protective stone. I'll get into why it's so protective and what you can do to actually enhance the protection of that stone. So let me just start by saying these are the best crystals to protect your home. And each stone has a very individual and specific purpose in balancing your energy and the energy of all living things. You may feel safe, comfortable, and protected in your home, but no one place is ever fully protected due to many reasons. Some of those factors may be personal stress, visitors, or guest relationships, relationship turmoil, your own negative thoughts or the negative thoughts of individuals that come into your home, objects that you purchase can actually also bring negative energy into your home. And one way to get rid of all of this negative energy that I'm talking about is also to cleanse your home regularly, and that's something I'm going to do next. I'm going to give a video on how to do that properly as well. So I just want to get through the stones first because I personally believe that stones, these healing crystals, are some of the best things that you can possibly incorporate in your life. I've probably said this in the past, but if I were to know the person that I am now 3 years ago, I would literally laugh at myself and the things that I'm saying. But because I've personally been working with these stones and been practicing Reiki, meditating and doing yoga, all of those things that I do on a daily basis have literally changed my life. They've completely changed my life. So that's why I think these, learning about stones and incorporating them into your life, even if you don't fully believe, these few stones can change your entire life, honestly. And if you don't believe me, try it. It doesn't hurt to try. They're not that expensive. I personally have spent a fortune on stones, but that's, I don't think I'm doing anything negative when I bring stones into my household and into my life. I think it's very, very positive. So anyway, as I was saying, objects that you bring into your home, especially antiques, so you don't know where those things have come from. If you watch ghost shows and things like that, you'll see a lot of people get affected by things that were owned before they purchased them. Vintage items, especially furniture. Things like that, those are very important. So be very aware, and as I always say, follow your intuition. If you get a negative feeling or a negative vibe from something that is around you, see, yeah, they're joining me for the video, I guess, which is fine. But they cannot play while we're doing the video. Sorry, guys. Hey, calm down. Hey, stop. All right, sorry. This is Grayson. Say hi, Grayson. Hi, Grayson. Oh, he wants my lipstick. You can't have it. Good boy. Come on. All right. So, as I was saying, and depending on what type of person you are, you actually may be unknowingly bringing the negativity of others into your home because that negative energy may seem to follow you, leaving you feeling drained, emotionally depleted, and physically exhausted. Now, let me explain a little bit about that. I didn't know until recently that I am an empath, meaning I not only feed off of other people's emotions, I actually feel them myself. So if I'm in a crowded situation, if I'm at a dinner party, if I'm at work, if I'm just going about my day, when I encounter people that have very strong negative energy, I cannot tell you, some days it takes me 3 or 4 days to recover from the negative energy that other people put onto me. I don't mean to do it. I never asked for this, it's just something that happened. And my entire life I always wondered, why do I always feel so drained and negative and just sad or angry for no reason after I used to be a social butterfly. I'm not so much anymore. I'm also older than I was when I was a social butterfly, but I've always been told I'm too sensitive. I've always been told that, I wear my emotions on my sleeve, but it works both ways. If you surround yourself with positive people, positive energy, that is what you will bring home with you as well. So you have to find your balance, and you have to find a way not to shield yourself from the energy that's around you, because there's a lot of positive energy out there too, but to find a way to use your intuition, which is, I'm still working with this, to use your intuition to block out the negative people and only invite the positive. And as I said, that's a work in progress for me. I'm doing the best I possibly can, and some days it's easy and other days it's really, really difficult. So being an empath is definitely a challenge at times. You just have to learn the balance, and that balance is something that I'm working on. So if you fit the traits of an empath, you should probably look into how you can shield yourself from some of these negative things. And that's what that last part was about. If you go out during the day and, or even if you just go to work for the day and it's just a very hectic, stressful day at work, and you come home and you feel just exhausted and overwhelmed and sad and angry, and you don't understand why, because nothing personally happened to you, it's not you. it's all of these other emotions that are just sitting on top of you and bringing itself with you into your home. It's almost like you just need to, and actually this is a very good way to cleanse yourself. Go home, take a bath, take a shower, wash that negative energy off of your body. Or you can do a sage cleansing on yourself, either way. Or you can use your crystals. And that's why the healing stones have been so personal and so helpful to me. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. Or, you know, they're very inexpensive and very important to have in your home. So I can't stress that enough. And I'm going to go into what stones these are now. Okay. So here are the best crystals to keep in your home for protection, creating a positive, safe, comfortable, sacred space for yourself and for your family. Number one, as I said, black tourmaline. This is not tumbled. This is a raw black tourmaline. I actually don't have any that aren't raw. But as you can see, there's kind of like this shiny, beautiful side to it. And then on the top, it's very rough. So let's get up in there. Yeah, there we go. So you can kind of see that rough piece. And I actually have a few pieces of black tourmaline. So I'm going to show you this one also. This is black tourmaline. And I'm actually going to show you what I do with these in a moment. And I have a couple other pieces of black tourmaline because I do crystal healing. This is the one that actually sits on my window ledge. So this is also, you know, a raw piece of black tourmaline. It's small. And I'll show you why it's small in a moment. I have one more piece. And black tourmaline doesn't have to be big. You don't have to go, you know, it's not bigger is better. When choosing stones, use your intuition. The way that I do it is when I am, like, let's say I'm going to the store to buy a specific stone. Let's say that I'm going for black tourmaline. I find the area where the black tourmaline is, and I close my eyes, and I use my left hand, which is basically your intuition hand. That's the best way I can put it. It's where you see. Let's say that. That's the best way to put it. That's how you see without seeing. So I place my hand over the stones. Here. I'm going to put this on my paper. So let's say that we have, you know, these stones. They're all in the bucket, right? I'll use my left hand and I will close my eyes and I will put my hand over. Already I can feel warmth. So I'm being drawn to one of these stones already. And your sensation may be different, but this is the way that I do it. And when I feel something that attracts me, I feel a very strong warmth. The bin can be huge, but you'll know. And if it's a huge bin and there's a certain area that you're feeling heat in your hand or something that's drawing you towards a certain stone. And I like to close my eyes because I don't want to see, I don't want to be biased. So right now, and it's good to cup your hand as well. This is the one. And the funny thing about this is this black tourmaline was the first one I got because this stone sang to me. It sang to me. This stone and I have a very strong connection and I am absolutely in love with it. But all of these stones I picked at different times from different places and it came out perfect. I mean, I have no complaints. So, but I use that process to pick every single stone that I get. I always place my hand over. I feel the warmth and where it's coming from, and I close my eyes and I use that intuition, the warmth in my hand, to find the stone that I was meant to have. Because you build a relationship with your stones. That's another important thing. I work with my stones every day. I have a relationship with every single one of my stones, whether I use them for personal use, healing others, or just extra stones. I have a lot of extra stones that I don't necessarily need, but one day I'll give those stones to somebody else, or I'll use them for another purpose. Most of my stones, not my personal ones, but most of my stones, and sometimes, yes, my personal ones, but a lot of times I give stones away. And I found that when I do give stones away, I get my karma comes back to me tenfold. Every time I give somebody a stone that means something to me, and all of my stones mean something to me, if I give that stone away, I get something back tenfold. And I'm not asking for that. I'm not giving stones away to get something in return. I'm giving stones away because I believe this person deserves it and needs it more than I do. So regardless of what stone it is, there are stones that I probably won't part with, honestly, but because those stones were meant for me, and I know that. But I have other stones that I felt were meant for me, and I just happened to have them on me, or somebody was at my house, and for some reason, I knew I had to give this stone to somebody else. That, I can't stress enough, when that happens, it's not just a good feeling of giving someone something that's going to improve their lives. It always comes back. There's something about that kind of intuition of knowing that this person needs this stone. There's something about it. I can't express it enough, and I'm grateful. I've given away pieces of jewelry that meant a lot to me, but for some reason I knew at that point in time that was not meant for me. This was meant for somebody else, and I'm so grateful that I was able to give that to somebody else, because it was meant for them. It wasn't meant for me. Even as much as I loved it and I wanted to wear it every day, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because it wasn't meant for me. It was meant for somebody else, and I'm so grateful I gave that away. I'm talking about one particular piece of jewelry that you actually probably have seen me wear in other videos. But you know what? I'm so happy I did it. I'm so happy because the person who I gave it to was the perfect person to give it to. It was meant to be with her. And if she's watching this, I hope she understands, and I hope she's happy. Anyway, so let's get back to black tourmaline and why it's so important in your home. So black tourmaline, this is one of the most powerful crystals for fighting off negative energy, including EMFs and geopathic stress, which can follow you and enter your home, especially if you do not perform regular cleansings of your sacred space. So if you don't regularly cleanse your home with sage or Reiki, or if you don't do things in your home to regularly cleanse, which I do, but I also incorporate this. Black tourmaline is one of the strongest stones for fending off negative energy and keeping the positive in. So, and a lot of darker stones, black onyx, that's a very good stone as well. But black tourmaline is number one. All right, so the second part, the second stone is selenite. Now, this is also known as the divine healer. This stone works in a more subtle fashion than black tourmaline. I have quite a few selenite items. I have 2 selenite sticks. I have a tumbled selenite, and then I also have the desert rose, which is selenite. In fact, I'm gonna go through some of these. I thought I had it with me, but I guess I don't. That's okay. The meanings of these. And let me just go through. Okay, so back to the black tourmaline. Right here, it's short and sweet, but black tourmaline natural, which is what I just showed you. Force fields up, deflects negative energy and helps grounding. Assists mindfulness, awareness, and spiritual practice, and grounds these into everyday life. Assists in sourcing emotional problems in order to heal, and assists in remembering past lives. And that the past life part is something that I'm also going to get into in the near future with one of my videos. So the selenite stick, and let me show you mine. This is my everyday use. This is my selenite stick. And it's hard to see with the light, but this one has all kinds of grooves and it's just beautiful. And the reason I have two, this is my personal one that I use on a regular basis. This is my healing one. So I use it, but this is predominantly made for when I do crystal healings and I work with Reiki, because I do both at the same time. I do a crystal healing along with Reiki, and I think that's twice as beneficial. So that's why I have two, because when you're getting a crystal healing, these go on the side of the body. So I'm going to put back the one that I use for healing and go back to the regular selenite stick. So the selenite stick, the divine healer. So the selenite stick brings divine connections, aligns you with your higher consciousness, brings mental clarity, and helps one maintain focus. Helps detach from drama, and it balances emotions. It also acts as a magnifier of any crystal that is placed upon it. The crystal alone brings a peaceful and calming energy into your home and sacred space. When used alongside black tourmaline, you have a powerhouse of focus, protecting you against negative energy. So that's something I kind of want to get into. So when you're doing this, and I also want to show you too, this is my tumbled selenite. Like I said, it's kind of hard to see with the light there. It's a little better. But you can see it still has, it's very similar. You can still see inside of it the little grooves that this one has. You can see inside of it, but this one is tumbled. And this one I kind of like being tumbled because it's still selenite. It still has the same properties. And I like it because it has a flat top. And the reason that I like that is for my front door, what I do is I take this and my black tourmaline and I go like that. So right there you have a powerhouse of force that is protecting you from negative energy. Any stone that you place on top of selenite is going to enhance the power of that stone, but black tourmaline is the one that I would suggest, and a lot of people would suggest, for keeping your home peaceful, negative energy out, positive energy in. So, and I'm going to show you the setup fully after I'm done explaining all the different stones. So, next we have our smoky quartz. So smoky quartz is very popular and very inexpensive. I have a lot of smoky quartz, but I have one in particular that I love, and that's one of my personal stones. All of them are very personal. I can't stress that enough, but this one's very important to me, just for its purpose. And the reason, sorry, pet duty. It's okay, buddy. Good boy. So the reason that this stone in particular is so important to me is because it is pointed. As you can see, this is smoky quartz, and this one has a point. Points are important for a lot of reasons, but this doesn't necessarily have to be what you choose. I choose points because I practice regularly with stones. I want to show you another piece of smoky quartz just so you can kind of get an idea here. This. Smoky quartz as well. So again, I'm going to show you what I do with that in just a little bit. But let me tell you about smoky quartz. So quartz is known for filtering out and changing negative energy by using the human body as a tool. It can change bad moods, unexpressed resentment, or negative remarks that drain energy. Strength and enthusiasm. Many of these ugly traits can be brought into a home or a workspace without even realizing it. Smoky quartz is also excellent for protecting an environment from electromagnetic smog that is present in our electronic-filled homes today. So, on top of using these stones for your home, it's also very, very beneficial if you have an office or a workspace. Just getting these simple stones that are very inexpensive, instead of buying one, buy two and of each one and put them in your workspace as well. That can also deflect all the negative energy that comes at work. So that's really, really important. And yeah, so that's pretty much what smoky quartz does. It's a very, very, very powerful stone and a very beneficial stone to have no matter what. Like I said, I prefer the points. And the reason that I prefer the points is because when I'm doing yoga or when I'm meditating, especially when I'm meditating or doing healing, the point is good because you take that point and you go along the body with it. It's also good, say that I'm meditating or doing yoga, if I set this, and as you can see the point is here, if I set this to where the point is focused on me, then when I add the next piece, when you put these all together, it definitely helps enhance the power of the other stones as well, and it gives you direct power. So all those things that I was saying, you know, held in resentment, negative remarks that drain your energy, strength, enthusiasm, bad moods, emotional turmoil, all those things, this stone will help. So when it's on a point and you point it at yourself, then it really, really does help create this nice, peaceful feeling, especially added with other stones, like selenite, black tourmaline, and then the next one, which is one of my favorite stones, and I can't wait to show this one off, amethyst. Amethyst is probably the most powerful stone I can think of for almost every reason. This is my raw amethyst. It is gorgeous. And again, this has lots of points on it, right? So when I'm practicing, what I do, and you can see all those crazy points. So again, I would take this and I look at the points and I see where the majority of them are pointing. For this stone in particular, I would hold it like this. And it sits nice and flat. I mean, it's hard to tell from here, but on my hand even, it sits nice and flat. So that way these are all pointed directly towards me as I'm doing my work. And that's my personal amethyst. However, this is the amethyst that I use for the front door. Beautiful, amazing stone. Again, amethyst is probably the most most valued stone that you could possibly have in your collection. If you're gonna buy one stone at all, just one, buy amethyst. And then I wanted to show you the one that I keep in the windowsill, because like I said, I have 3 different places where I have all of these stones. And this is the amethyst that I keep in the windowsill. And the reason I like it in the windowsill is because, you know, my boyfriend and I sleep beside each other at night. So what I do is we have 2 windows, one on my side, one on his side. In the middle, we have this nice little spot. And I set up my selenite, my black tourmaline. Sometimes it's hard to set up the black tourmaline and selenite because they're both raw. But I do that, and what I'll do is I like to have the point of the amethyst, see how it's pointed kind of? What I do is I like to have that in front. So if it were pointing towards you, this is how I would set it up. And I want the point to go kind of towards us when we're sleeping. And I have other things that I put in the window as well. In fact, let me show you this. This is an amethyst angel, which can represent anything that you want it to be. For me, it does represent my guardian angel and my spirit guide, who is the same person. And that is something I'm going to get into. It's going to be my next video. So this is her. And I like to sleep with her watching me at all times. This means a lot to me. So, and funny thing is, it was a gift actually to somebody else who decided that they didn't want it, and that's okay. Now it's loved and appreciated, and it knows it. And these stones know when they're taken care of. The more you take care of your stones, the stronger they're going to help you. They're going to, if they feel loved, if they feel cared for, they're going to care for you just as much. It's just like building a relationship with a person. And this is not included in the other stones that I'm talking about, but I just want to show you this too. So these 2 things are very, very important to me. And this is actually a crow. And I'm going to get into the reason of why this crow is so important, but not in this video. It's going to be a different one. But these also I put behind or on the sides, looking at us as we sleep. So that's personal. You don't have to do that yourself. But it's always good to have like little things that mean something to you. And if they're made out of stones or healing stones or crystals, then if it has a special meaning to you, it never hurts to add extra stones. In fact, I'm going to get into one more stone that's not on the list of the most protective stones for your home, but I feel like it should be added. So I'm going to throw that in there as well. So, going back to the amethyst, which I'm going to pull out this amethyst again because this is the front door amethyst. This amethyst, my boyfriend actually was drawn to, and he has very high intuition, which is why I keep it at the front door. This amethyst, the one that I keep in the bedroom on the windowsill, this one, you know, and I also have the angel too, which is amethyst, but this one I like I said, because of the point. And it might not be a complete point, but it is a point. And anytime, even something like this, you know, there's not much of a point on this stone, but if you look at it, there is a little bit of a point right there. And so I like to have that point facing outwards to push the energy. If I were going to set it down like that, I want the energy to come out. See? All right. So, amethyst. One of my best stones to have and my personal favorite for its many healing qualities. And I can't deny that. amethyst is very, very strong. I have a Super 7 stone that was a gift from my boyfriend. Amethyst is the predominant quality in the stone, but it has actually all the 7 chakra stones in this one stone. If you look up the Super 7 stone, you can learn more about it. But this was a very, very special gift to me from him, and he knew that I wanted it, so he got it for me as a gift, and I'm forever grateful. I wear it almost every day. I feel lost without it. And the stone that I have on top is actually a raw ruby. I know it's kind of hard to see, but the raw ruby was actually a gift from a friend many, many, many years ago. And the funny thing is, I'm a Leo, and ruby is a very, very strong stone for Leos to have for many different reasons. It's also my birthstone. So this stone is extremely important to me. The setting it's in is just gorgeous. I absolutely adore this. Again, these are probably the 2 things that I wear every day, along with my chakra bracelet. I'll get into these stones later. I don't want to get into them right now. And then, I have a lot of jewelry that I wear. They all have different meanings. I mean, I have this bracelet as well. They all have different meanings. These, in particular, the bigger one, they're mainly to help me. It basically helps me absorb information and be more open to understanding other people and not just being biased. And it's helped me a lot. I wear it every day. So, and then this one has a very personal purpose, which I'm not going to get into right now, but maybe later. All right. So, amethyst protects the area from disease and illness that can penetrate any given space. It creates a protecting armor of light around one, allowing them to remain clear and calm in times of need. Bringing negative energy into a home is quickly dispelled when amethyst is present. So like I said, amethyst is such a strong, important stone to have. I can't stress that enough. And that is very true. When you have amethyst in your home, negative energy is quickly dispelled because amethyst is a very powerful, beautiful stone that will protect you and help you feel like a better person. It will help you become a better person. It has so many uses. If you want to look up amethyst, I urge you to, because there are so many gorgeous qualities that come with amethyst, which is why I wear it every day. And even my pendant, which is for personal use only, not for healing. When I do healing, it's a completely different pendant. This is my pendant, and it's amethyst. This was a gift, surprisingly. I don't want to get into how I got it, but let's just say it was a gift. Let's put it like that. And this means a lot. It means a lot. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant for me, but funny things happen. I consider it a gift, even though the cost was very high. It's still a gift. It's a gift because this pendant or pendulum called to me. I had to have this, and it was meant for healing a specific person, and it was meant to be for that specific person. But for some reason it called to me, and when that person refused the help of crystals, I take that as a gift, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. No price would be high enough for how perfect this stone really is, and how much this alone helps me on a daily basis. I don't do seances. I don't do things like that. I use this mainly for chakra healing. I don't really like to communicate with the other side, but I do communicate with my spirit guides, and it does help me with that. So like I said, that's something I'll get into in another video. Alrighty. And wait, there's two more. Okay, so I just wanted to add, okay, take that back. We'll take a step back. So the last stone that I would encourage you to have in your home would be clear quartz. And clear quartz is the most powerful healing stone on earth. It helps to develop spirituality and the connection you feel with the universe beyond yourself. It assists in reaching transcendental states during meditation. And best of all, this amazing crystal amplifies the energy of all of the other crystals or healing stones around it, which is why I encourage you to have that with your other stones that you're going to have in your home. So this is my clear quartz, and I want to thank my dear friend Ashley for sending this to me. It's Brazilian quartz. It was a gift from her. It is so special to me. I take such great care of it. It was a gift to me, and from a very, very, very old and dear friend. I'm forever grateful for this stone. This stone is not going anywhere. This is part of my personal collection that I will never, ever part with. I have a lot of other clear quartz, but this one is a pointed quartz, which I explained why it's so important to me. But yeah, so there's that one. And then where is the other clear quartz? I have so many stones I can't find it. Okay, so this is actually clear quartz as well. This is a tumbled clear quartz, and what's funny is it doesn't look like clear quartz. It almost looks like smoky quartz, but it's not. This is clear quartz. And this is also one of the ones that I leave at the front door. And I'm going to show you that set up in a minute. So I just went over why clear quartz is so important. But let me just explain the main reason that it's so important. So clear quartz, the biggest thing is not only is it the most powerful healing stone, sorry, my dog's gonna bark. Not only is it the most powerful healing stone that you can possibly have, it amplifies the power of all of the crystals that are around it, and that alone is huge. So if you already have amethyst, black tourmaline, selenite, smoky quartz, it amplifies the power that these stones already have. So why not, make it more powerful? It just doesn't make sense not to add clear quartz to this collection. Excuse my dog. And the last thing I want to add to this collection, and it's just personal preference, those are the main stones. Excuse me for 1 moment. Come here. Pia. Come here. I'm working. He's not coming out with me. All right. So this is citrine. Citrine has a lot of wonderful qualities, but the number one quality that citrine has is also blocking out negative energy, not allowing negative energy into your home, and repelling it, as well as amplifying positive energy. So if I were to add another stone into this simple 5 stone collection, I would add a 6th stone, which would be citrine. And I have citrine all over the house. And I did that for a reason, because there was a lot of negativity in this home at one point in time. And luckily that has been eliminated. The house has been cleansed since then. But the citrine, when it was happening, the citrine made things better. So, well, at least for us. Can't speak for other people. If you don't want help, the crystals can't help you. But if you are looking for help, or you trust in the crystals, they will help you. And citrine is the crystal that I would add to this simple 5 stone collection and make it a 6 stone collection, because citrine is extremely powerful in getting negative energy out of your life and only allowing positive energy in. So, as I said, I'm going to show you what I do to set these stones up. and that's what I want to do right now. But before I go, I just want to say, or before I show you that, I just want to say, there is negative energy all around us at all times. It is impossible to prevent the presence of negative energy, but you can protect yourself. You can protect yourself, your family, and your home by adding crystals. And you can turn negative energy into beautiful, light-filled, positive energy by adding the right crystals based on your needs. This is basic home protection. I will add videos based on the healing qualities of other crystals later on. But right now, we're just focusing on these 6 crystals that I think are the most important to have in your home. Technically 5, 6 if you want to add citrine. I would add citrine if I were you. So, let me show you what I do for the front door. So, you might know this song, you might not, but there's a song that has very special lyrics, and those lyrics resonated with my relationship and my home. And because I live with my boyfriend, and he is my best friend in the world and my biggest supporter in everything I do, this is very important to us. Home is wherever I'm with you, and that is very, very true. So, with this, I'm going to show you how I set up these stones at my front door. I have a little corner shelf, and it's kind of high up with a lamp above it. And I basically just use this. And what I do, these are the stones that I put at the front door. And like I said, I use the tumbled selenite at the front door. I use the selenite stick in the bedroom on the windowsill. So I start by putting my selenite. I try to find the most flat surface, so definitely the top there. Alright, so I put my selenite in the middle. Then I take my black tourmaline. I look for the side that's probably the most flat. And I put that on top. So we have our selenite and our oh, it's already falling, but it's on my leg, so it's probably not going to help. Sometimes I can even do that, which I prefer. Usually when it's there, that's how I do it. I actually use the raw side on the bottom. If you can see that raw side, yeah. I try to actually put that on top. There. So we already have our black tourmaline and our selenite, and like I said, these are the ones that I use in the front door. Oh, I'm trying to reach without knocking anything over. Okay. So we already have our selenite and our black tourmaline. If the dog would stop moving, I could do this. Alright. So, we're set there. Then I put the... Gotta love dogs. Okay. So I'm just going to do this for now. Stop. Stop. Sorry. The dog's being crazy. Alrighty, so black tourmaline and selenite set up. Then I take the amethyst, and like I said, I like to have the point outwards. So I'm going to put my amethyst here. I'm going to put my citrine on the other side. And the reason I do that is because this is a very, very strong stone that just does everything, okay? These are basically my powerhouse protection, and the citrine deflects negative energy and only allows positive energy into my home. Because this is next to my front door, that's what I especially want. And then I have my clear and my smoky quartz. So smoky, clear. I put my smoky quartz on the side next to the citrine. And the reason I do that is because I like to have, and this is kind of always just for me for personal preference, but I always do this. I put the clear quartz on the side with the amethyst. And the reason I do that is because the amethyst is such a strong stone that I like to have smoky quartz and clear quartz always on the outside, even if it's set up in the bedroom on my personal, and I'm going to show you my personal setup before I go. But I always like to have a clear quartz and a smoky quartz on either the back and the front or on the sides. Or if I can have extras, I'll do on the front and back and the sides. So the reason I do that is to amplify the power of all the stones that are around them, that are, you know, that there's all these stones, and then you have, you know, smoky quartz and clear quartz, smoky quartz and clear quartz, amplifying all of this power going out. So this is, oh, the tourmaline's gonna fall. This is my setup. So just one more time, just so you can see. Oh, I lost the black tourmaline again. Here. See, that's a big piece of black tourmaline. This would be so much easier, honestly. Just set that little piece right on there, you know. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to show you. So right there, we have our smoky quartz, our citrine, our black tourmaline, and our on top of our selenite. We have our amethyst, and we have our clear quartz. So that is the setup. All right. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you today. So those are the stones that I would suggest putting in your home for complete protection against negative energy and only allowing positive energy into your home, especially if you are like me and come home having no idea why you're feeling so crazy and terrible. It's because other people are making you feel that way. You're taking on all these emotions from other people and you're bringing it in your home with you. That comes home with you. You don't want that in your home. So with these crystals, these will help keep that out. Along with regular cleansings, which is something I always encourage people to do. So I'm gonna put this down very carefully. And like I said, I'm gonna show you one thing before I end this video. And this one thing is my personal stone collection. I'm not gonna go through the individual stones and their meanings right now. This is just my personal collection, and I want to show you because it means the world to me. Oh, there's one stone missing because I took it out to show you. So this is my collection. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to show you. So I have all kinds of stones here. I have my pendulum on the bottom. I also take my pendulum with me on a daily basis. I like to put it in my pocket. Just because my pendulum is very sacred to me, and that's part of building our relationship. So it's very important. But I have a lot of different stones. That's just my personal little collection that I use all the time. All the time. And along with that, actually, I can kind of just do this from here. These move all the time. My crow and my angel I set on top. If I'm doing yoga, if I'm meditating, and whatever I'm doing throughout the day, the crow and the angel are always present. One thing that I would say is if you have things like this that mean a lot to you, then I would absolutely 100% do what I do. These are very special to me. Each stone has its own meaning, its own use, its own healing properties. These are my personal stones that I love and cherish so very much. And they help me every day with so many things. This is actually the Desert Rose Selenite. It's different. It's much different, but I just wanted to show you that. But that's not the selenite that you want for your home protection. I mean, if that's what you do want and that's what you're drawn to more than you are to the other selenite, like the selenite stick or the tumbled selenite right here, which I just prefer that because you can easily set the black tourmaline on it. But if you can go out, this was about $10 a selenite stick, and the black tourmaline wasn't very expensive, and that way you just set, you can see, you just set one on top of the other. That's the way to do it, and that creates your powerhouse of protection right there. And then I have, like I said, my clear quartz. That was a very, very important and cherished gift from a friend of mine. But I always have my crow and my my amethyst angel with me too, pretty much at all times. So yeah, these two, very, very, well, very, very special to me. And like I said, the story of the crow I will get into in a later video. But those, let me just go over those stones one more time, just the names of them, and now you'll know how to properly have your home protected, and you can have as many or as little as you'd like. Now, just so you know, it is good to keep these stones around entrances to your home, so your front and your back door. And then I personally like to have a set with my regular stones that I work with, and I like to have a set that is on our windowsill protecting us while we sleep from negative dreams, negative energy. That's our sacred space, our bedroom. You know, we want to be happy, we want to sleep well, we want to not be invaded by bad things. I've in the past haven't had issues with shadow people, you know, attacking me in my sleep, and it hasn't happened in a long time, but I don't want it to happen again. So I use these stones to basically repel any negative energy and only bring me the positive. So those stones again are your black tourmaline. I prefer natural, but you can get tumbled. Your selenite. You can do a selenite stick, or you can do tumbled selenite. But what you want to do, like I said, is you want to place your black tourmaline on top of your selenite, regardless of whether you get tumbled or if you get raw. So, black tourmaline, selenite, number 1 and 2, most important. Amethyst, number 1, no matter what. Even if I said number 1 and number 2. Amethyst, most important stone. Have it, get it, have it in your home. Have as many as you can, but make sure that when you pick your stone, you're picking the one that is calling to you, all of your stones. So, amethyst, black tourmaline, selenite, citrine, smoky quartz, clear quartz. 6 stones. 6 stones that will change your life and keep that negative energy out of your home, because you don't need it. You want to be a positive, uplifting, great individual that feels great every day, and you don't want anything affecting that. You don't want that. You want positive. So let's be positive. Thank you for listening to this video, and I can't wait for the next one. I'll probably be releasing a couple more videos today, and hopefully you like this too. So thank you very much, everybody, and you have a wonderful day. I hope these stones, I hope you get them, and I hope that they change your life as much as they've changed mine. So thank you all very much, and I want you to have a wonderful day. This is Jody Ryan saying